Introducing English Language Arts Common Core Standards for 3rd grade. Standards in education are the foundations of the broader education system. There are standards of structure, environment, and what students are expected to know and understand as they progress as lifelong learners. The history of established standards in schools is over 100 years old, which is to say nearly as old as the American public education system itself. In some ways, these standards are what ties local, regional, and national systems together within our borders. Standards needed to be established early on, and over the decades, different reforms made this possible, responsive, and expansive in creating a more equitable environment for students. The transition from an industrial economy to a knowledge economy shifted the focus to global competition for quality jobs. These highly sought-after jobs follow the money, so to speak. Since the U.S. has the largest economy in the world, many of those jobs are here, and our education system is primed to support it. By the metrics set by economic benchmarks, the U.S. remains the top education system in the world. In order for the U.S. education system to respond to the trends in education that create the most employable graduates, we use testing to create a picture to ensure our students continue to be global leaders. The pathways to higher education and opportunities are paved by our collective ability to respond to the trends shown in this data. Common Core isn't a mechanic for federal data collection of individual students, but the standardized testing does provide a broad picture of where national math and English performances sit, so the greater education community can address areas where American students need support. The Common Core term has been more politically charged based partly on concerns that testing data is overemphasized in allocating funding, or that the data collected can target individual students. Student privacy is protected under the First and 14th Amendments. Standardized testing's only goal is to make sure that our education system is working. The standards are there to provide pathways to student success. The standards for English for 3rd grade include mastering of foundational skills like phonics and reading accuracy. They also include reading comprehension of fiction as well as nonfiction or informational texts. Articulating ideas in written and spoken language are also stressed under the standards to ensure that students can engage effectively in the sharing of information and ideas. Of all content areas, English Language Arts is concerned with communication. Where the answer to a mathematics equation might have a clear truth, language is nuanced, and that expression of ideas is the final product. How clearly and effectively the message is delivered is a sign of successful communication. Creating a connection is essential in this task. Common Core isn't a curriculum, but a way for educators to prepare students to leave school prepared for college and careers. For families to support their students with Common Core standards, awareness of what is being asked of teachers is important. The first element of language literacy is forming the foundation of how to communicate. Phonics and phonemic awareness can be supported initially by introducing the alphabet. The ABC song is a staple of learning our alphabet, and being able to identify and replicate written letters is essential. For phonemic awareness and how to use the letters, children need to build a working knowledge of the sounds the letters make. Understanding the ah or the sounds is the building block of decoding words we use, more so than recognizing the A letter or the M letter. Of course, 3rd grade students are far beyond this, but these foundational skills are as important in decoding complex words as they are in simple ones. Ongoing training in decoding is reflected in the standards, so practicing letter sounds, especially when they are blended, is still important. Play is a valuable tool in learning. Scan the QR codes for recommendations for physical and digital games to play at home to strengthen phonics skills. Connecting new knowledge to pleasure centers in the brain creates pathways to deeper understanding. Reading at home should be a staple and activity in children's learning. The Common Core standards stress both informational and fictional texts, so be sure to mix the genres up when reading with your children. Additionally, using voices helps model prosody, or tone, And talking with children about what you read or watch helps them learn fluency and comprehension, as well as vocabulary. The QR codes below offer some suggestions for books to read. Scholastic is a fantastic and reliable source for finding content that interests young learners. It's valuable for parents to know what standards are being taught, but teachers are ultimately the ones responsible for that. They will monitor your children's progress, challenge them, and support them in the process of delivering on these standards. The more support students have at home, the better their success is ensured. We are all working on the same thing as teachers, families, and students: to open up pathways to inspiration and success. The more effectively we collaborate together on that task, the greater our scholars' confidence will grow. Tomorrow's leaders are starting their journey with us, so the more tools we give them to learn with, the higher they will climb. Thank you for joining us on this look at English Language Arts Common Core Standards.